Hello, everybody. This is Walrus McFish Sr., and we are back with another episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Yeah, it's Lady Egmont, the alchemist, the Grey Draconian of DrTm. And in the last episode, we made our way through, 4/5 of the vaults. We didn't actually get the payout at the bottom, but the payout at the bottom requires a little bit of preparation. Usually, I don't tackle that for a little while. As you probably know, Vaults 5 can be a little bit of a death trap if you're not careful. We probably could. I was looking about it. Our character is pretty high level 21 now, coming on 22. Our character is pretty well grown, so, we could take on a number of challenges yet. We got a couple of reasonable options, honestly. Like, we probably could do Vaults 5, but nah. I was also thinking we could go into the crypt. We could do that, but honestly, nah. We'll just wait until we're going to go into the tomb before we do that, so we head there. We could go to Elf and finish that off, but that's kind of far away. So I think what I want to do is actually continue down into the depths, which is cool because I like the depths. The depths is a cool place to be. We also got a fantastic mutation set right now. I want to try out my poisonous barb, which is not going to be so useful in the crypt with all those undead creatures. And we've also got these huge acid teeth. We sort of have like the aspect of like a xenomorph going on right now. Unfortunately, our strength is only 4, so we only have the strength of like a medium-sized duckling right now, which is a little bit unfortunate. We sort of wanted to switch it up between blade hands so we can use our cool barb and teeth, and also dragon form as usual just to get our strength up a little bit. So that's fine. Looking at our spell levels, where are we at with that? 4 spell levels left. I wish I had like 50 more spell levels, but we have a respectable number of spell levels. In fact, let me focus spellcasting for just a second. Unfocus summonings now that I can cast Hydroform comfortably. In fact, I'm eventually going to transition into conjurations, I think. I was thinking about it a little bit more. I think I probably will learn Irradiate, just to be able to drop this book. We'll learn Irradiate. That means that we can work up our conjurations as a precursor to Orb of Destruction. It's pretty cool, and we actually have a pretty cool kit. I said I wanted to use Irradiate on another character and try it out properly. And considering how well we're equipped to deal with contamination and cure bad mutations and things like that, I feel like this character, when are we going to have a character as transmuty as this? Obviously, we're putting a lot of effort into working up our transmutations for virtually no reason, so I might as well go with the Irradiate build. And also, we were looking for an area of effect attack. It's nice if we get surrounded. It would be nice to be able to irradiate them all. Just hit them with the nuclear blast. So we're good to go, I guess. Skills are fine, relatively fine, and inventory is fine. Spell levels we discussed. I guess we're gonna go down to the depths. Let's go to the depths. Let's go to the depths. Go down to the depths. All right. Hey, we got a little bit more strength. Now we're about the strength of a large duckling. Rakasha and a million boggards. Well, that's not exactly the sight you want to see coming right into it. See, this is where I wish I had a nice fire blast or something like that. What if I were to hit him with like a lamp of fire? Is that a dumb idea? Yeah, I don't like the fact that the Rakasha is going to like clone those boggards. And then the boggarts are, of course, going to, clone more guys. So it's going to lead to, like, a very multiplicative exponential type effect very quickly if we're not careful. Check it out, though. The giant orange brain is on our side. Now, that's really interesting. I was saying that it's a little bit unusual that the eyeballs are on our side because, well, eyeballs are pretty filled with gelatin, but also they have a lot of complex structure. A giant orange brain, yeah, it's pretty slimy, but also it's like a brain. It's like the most complex structure in the universe, and it's on our side. That's pretty encouraging that, it's decided to side with Jiva. You made the intelligent decision, giant orange brain. If we found other internal organs, would they be on our side too? Like if I found a giant green spleen or something like that, would that be on my side? I like to think so. Giant purple lungs. Anyway, here we have a bunch of boggards to deal with. What's the plan? I don't want to use the lamp of fire anymore because what if I accidentally hit the giant orange brain? I think Jeeva would understand. Let's try the lamp of fire here, up in this general direction. So hopefully we do not hit that guy. Yeah, moderately wounded, moderately wounded. I really need a lot more evocations before that's actually going to pay out worth anything. Let's take these guys upstairs. Oh, I killed one. Nice, actually. I just wanted to take both these guys, especially because I can't really see invisible. See, this would be a great time for an Irradiate. I'd love to go Blade Hands. And then Chop. Oh. Oh, what happens? Oh, I don't have Numlock on? I accidentally cast Azukubo's Arbor twice instead of attacking a Boggart. Okay, well, that's encouraging. I was like, I can't kill this thing. No, why is my icy armor thickening? All right, that was a numpad issue, but resolved now. We're going to continue to stare dance. Oh. Oh, wow, the giant orange brain has got my back. Do you see that? The giant orange brain is a abjuration machine. That's fantastic. Wow, that's really actually like a really useful thing to happen right there. Couple of trolls. I feel like let's keep that up. You know, I'm not afraid of fighting these summoners anymore. Deep Earth Troll is trying to blow up the brain, but they all got frightened. This is a little weird. I don't like how this is going on. Let me see if I can just chop a couple more boggarts. I don't know how many of these things are real or not. This is certainly a bombastic way to jump back into the depths. Giant Orange Brain is teleporting away. Alright, I don't blame you, Giant Orange Brain. Live to fight another day. We'll take the Rakasha, though, because I really hate these guys. If we can chop them up in as few chops as possible. My strength is at 2. I didn't realize that my strength was being buoyed up by the gloves of strength. Oh my god, we are below duckling strength, alright? We're like at amoeba strength right now. More of these guys. Gosh, alright, now we gotta play Monty Hall Rakashas. But we killed the wrong one. Great. Oh, great. Wrong one. Kill all the Rakashas, every single one. And he's trying to escape because he's a coward and a chump. Man, alright, I guess Blade Hands or Dragon form, it seems like we have to have like that, just have like a barely minimum amount of strength to be able to like hold up my body. Like I'm impressed that I can even support my own body weight right now with 2 strength, not to mention hands made out of metal, presumably. That's probably pretty heavy. But yeah, +3. Those gloves of strength are a little bit more critical than I thought. Those things are keeping us alive right now. Alright, yeah, buffs on, buffs on. Maybe we'll head into dragon form then, or maybe everybody will just be gone, because we killed nearly everybody, and maybe everybody else was an illusion, and also we had the giant orange brain on our side. Yeah, okay. Slurping sounds going on over here. Yeah. Let's get a blade hands. Get down to 2 strength. There we go. Make sure that we destroy all these invisible creatures. I feel like we cleared out most of the boggarts. But, you know, I'm not sure. They're pretty tricky. They could be invisible, or I could have teleported around. They're definitely like little whimsical fey creatures of the wilds. Let's see if we can take a... Ooh, ugly things are not going to be too happy here. But we have excellent fire resistance, right? Our resistances are pretty fantastic, actually, if we look at it nowadays. Assuming that we stay out of dragon form. Even in dragon form, they're not so bad. So, RF++, this red ugly thing scares me a lot less. Is it worth going for the Azakubos and such? Azakubos nowadays would be 11% if I tried to cast it. Worth it. Alright, perfect. Even if it does get chopped up a little bit. And actually, I'm going to head up to the stairs. Interesting. Alright, fortunately, it's just a friendly Great Orb of Eyes, which is going to do his, like, weird Great Orb of Eyes. Yeah, I mean, is that supposed to be like he's expressing his vulnerability to me by like he's hungry? Like you're suspicious, then you're relaxed. Is it like a handshake sort of, where it's like by shaking somebody's hand, you're supposed to reveal the fact that, you know, you don't pose a threat, you know, facing them head on, you know, reveal your weapon hands. So it's like by looking hungry, he's like, oh, look how hungry I am. I guess if you're an eyeball, you sort of have to like communicate mostly through nonverbal communication, considering that you're just an eyeball. You know, I mean, eyes can be very expressive, though. I mean, just by appearing slightly hungrier, I know what hungry eyes look like. So I got the impression, you know, I pick up what you're throwing at me. I just don't understand why you're doing it. We could go up and fight the rest of those ugly things. Let's see what this staircase has to say. Alright. Queen Bee, that's a shifter. It's always a shifter. There's no bees down here. You don't fool with me for 1 second. That's pretty chaotic. Oh, our strength is up at 3 now, so I mean, Jiva is... Alright, so we're off the deathbed. We don't need to be on an iron lung anymore, but... There's dragons. Okay, maybe that means we should be a dragon. Oh, don't attack my giant orange brain. It's probably a little bit on the neutral side. Let's back off. Let's end my blade hands. And I think it's time for... 1, 2, 3, dragon time. Dragons beat giants. Shroud falling apart, whatever. Pair of antennae growing on my head, huh? Alright, that's a little bit interesting. That doesn't apply in dragon form, does it? I really hope that does not cause the Hat of the Alchemist to fall off, because, well, if it does, wouldn't be the end of the world, because it would probably only be temporary, and also, I mean, it's just more incentive to go in dragon form all the time. We don't need any fancy hats. But also, it would be cool if we could continue to use our Xenomorph Stinger and such. You know, we have grow a second set of jaws, like one of those cool jaws that come out of your first set of jaws, like the retractable jaws. That'd be a pretty neat mutation. I wouldn't say no to that. Something invisible, is that a vampire which has turned invisible? Something blocks my attack. Oh, scary, spooky. Alright. Those lowercase e's look like they should be eyeballs, based on my NetHack experience, but unfortunately they're just elves. Alright, there's something there. It's probably either an elf or some such. I wish we could see invisible. Bolt the cold hidden at me. It's got to be a vampire here, right? I think that must have been like a vampire knight or something like that. Yeah, he was a little bit tougher than I expected. We got to be able to see invisible somehow. Something hits me, so there's more vampires. Alright, that's fine. Or elves or whatever. They're all like... They all just think they're so clever. Emperor Scorpion... I remember a while ago that would have been a juicy Slimify target. Not to say I wouldn't like to, but I feel like there's juicier nowadays. You know, I mean, down here in the depths, if I saw like a Caustic Shrike, or maybe an Ancient Lich, or like, you know, possibly the Enchantress, that would be Slimify targets. You know, Emperor Scorpion, I feel like, is the point where it's just like a mini-boss now. Yeah, hardly. It's mostly just target practice. We don't need poisonous chunks of flesh. We don't really need chunks of flesh. We're already engorged, like, all the time. What's this over here? Is this just, empty? Because if it is, that'd be annoying. Empty archer, ancient stone. Yeah, okay. But why? Yeah, why don't you guys come over here? Oh, check out this choke point on the shallow water. That's pretty fantastic. I don't know if those vampires can fly or some such, but this is just like a beautiful natural choke point. Let's throw up a shield. Also icy armor, just make sure that we are operating at full capacity. Make sure we can draw out this battle for as long as we have to, because, look, yeah, we do have vampires. I guess the vampires can't find this game. I think they can in NetHack. So I'm getting it all mixed up here, you know. E's are different, vampires are different. Alright, yeah, the vampires are all invisible naturally. Something hits me, so yeah, there's invisible beings there. You think you're so clever, but it's a choke point. I mean, a choke point is a choke point. That's why I set it up this way. We just have to worry about, I mean, watch, you know, a swarm of 5 Caustic Shrikes could come and fly in from the north and just completely destroy my position here. Stone Giant, are you expected to throw boulders at me? Yes, you did. Large Rock hit me, but does no damage. That's a pretty nice feeling, you know. It's like, what, is that all you got? Now I am standing in the water, so let's just stand not in the water. Might as well cast Blade Hands and polish him off. Sting him a little bit. Nice tail slap him with the poison. Do you see that? I didn't realize that we're slapping him and poisoning him. I thought it was more of like a barb, like a stinger, but maybe it's just like contact poison because it's extremely potent. Stone Giant hitting me. Yeah, well, with 2 strength again, I'm a little bit on the frail side. Oh, yeah, we don't need the flesh. I know. Don't even bother trying to pick that up. Yes. Do we have the spell levels yet? No, if we get a level up or maybe just another point in spellcasting, then we'll be able to drop a book and maybe carry around a little bit more flesh. There's the way to hell. Alright, so that was what that empty archway was all about. That was the old way to hell, but then they knocked down that one and built a new one. A more modern gateway to hell. And there's the way to the abyss. Alright, so we can get all the crazy places. All we need is Pandemonium to complete the set. And this would be like a nice little, you know, terminal here. Convenient little nexus. You can get to all the otherworldly, horrible places that you would never want to go. Yeah, okay, I had Blade Hands, so I forgot that I was a little bit in a dangerous spot. But again, check out all this cold resistance, plus my Azakubo's ain't gonna melt. This Frost Giant is the least of my concerns right now. Fire Giant, second least of my concerns, especially with my friendly Giant Orange Brain Cheerleader cheering me on from the wings. Rah, rah, rah. Giant Orange Brains. Slimes are the best. Jiva is cool. You know, you'd think for a Giant Orange Brain, you'd think he'd come up with like a slightly better chant. But I don't mean to stereotype brains here, you know, I mean, just because you're a brain doesn't mean you need to be reciting Shakespearean sonnets all day, alright? Maybe you got other interests. I appreciate you being here, showing up for the fight, one way or the other. You know, he's really good at doing other stuff too. We saw him abjure all those other dudes. You know, I mean, if that's your main talent, you know, I'm impressed enough. That's an Etten over there, pretty tough. Let's make sure we got a shield. Any sort of possibility that we might have to block like one of these giant like club blasts would be really nice. Our shield is up at 10 now. That's pretty cool. That's a lot of shielding, honestly, and we haven't even worked up our ice magic in a long time. That just must be from spellcasting and intelligence, probably. Oh, and our wild magic as well. Yeah, our magic is pretty potent nowadays. Ooh, geez. But we splashed him with acid. Bit him and splashed him with acid. That's good. Hit me with a dire flail for 2 exclamation points worth of damage. But he's gone now. I'd love to back up just a minute. Let's just hang out on this relaxing gateway to hell. It's the last place where anybody would expect me to be hanging out. And possibly, you know, the devil might come and challenge us to a fiddling contest, which would be a welcome change of pace. Lady Egmont, of course, is well trained in the musical arts, being a member of the aristocratic class. My strength is better. Alright, I do like just having a little bit more strength. Jiva altering my body, what's it going to be? The suspense. Antennae in my head shrink away. That's fine, honestly. I wasn't using them. You know, getting up to the triple level antennae might be not so bad. I was actually just thinking, oh, Savage Sid didn't have anything to worry about invisible vampires. But, you know, I mean, just having the antennae, having the Eye of the Alchemist, you gotta think is the superior choice here. You don't get the Eye of the Alchemist too often. You can play as a Formicid anytime you want. Alright, so buffs, buffs, buffs. We'll go Blade Hands form for the extra cold resistance. Although maybe Dragon form is just my more robust option all the time. Especially just because I can, like, regenerate in Dragon form as well. Wait for this guy to get a little bit closer to me. We still have our repel missiles. Yeah, so we'll get the sneak attack. Ooh, we even snuck up even a little bit more. We have some manner of stealth with my partially translucent skin, but also I have the minus stealth ring, I believe, so there's some sort of balance there, which I'm not sure which way that tips the scale. What do we got, more ugly things, or are those just figments of my imagination? Just a bunch of Yaktors, huh? Well, I don't really want to... I've got like some poor options here. Unfortunately, if I were to dive forward, that would seem like a good option to get closer to them so I could fight them all. But also, they're going to pelt me with a lot more bolts. I could back up towards that hallway, but they're definitely going to throw a lot more bolts at me. I could back up this way, but that's like unexplored territory. I could back down this way, that's unexplored territory. I could run up towards explored territory, but they're also probably just going to throw a bunch more bolts at me. I feel like my best option is here. Let's just poke my head here. Hope that nobody like exceptionally dangerous shows up. Yeah, we have pretty good stealth, and also hopefully we're not making too much of a scene. Hopefully we took out most of them. All right, now we're going to choose to make our fight right here. Now we're completely surrounded. This would be such a good time for an irradiate. Do I have my 5? I do have my 5 spell levels. Oh, geez. All right. Well, hopefully we can dice these guys up fast enough. But, you know, it would be nice to be... Let's make a point of using this as a reminder that it's time to read and memorize irradiate. Because that'll be a fun thing to do. 14% right now. Slightly dangerous. Yeah, well, it's always going to be slightly dangerous. Irradiate is a little bit of an unstable spell by its nature. You know, I mean, releasing unstable energies distort your very genetic code. So what are we going to do? Alright, yeah, let's just adjust this real quick. Adjust the spells. Alright, Ice Form is on the docket to be forgotten. D for Irradiate is not bad, though. Yeah, alright. I think that Ice... I was going to mention this, actually. Like, Summon Ice Beast and also Ice Form, I never use anymore. I mean, I think we're well past the point where we're going to have to deal with Hydras, and certainly well past the point where Hydras are, like, the #1 threat that I have to be concerned with at this point. So Ice Form might just be taking up 4 spell levels right now that I would love to use on something else, like Orb of Destruction or whatever. So let's just put Irradiate on I and get used to it there. Ice Form we're probably not going to use very often. And we can Irradiate Hydras or anything. You know, we got other ways of dealing with Hydras nowadays. It's not like we don't have options. So we got Irradiate. We'll definitely use it whenever we can. Oh, it's also 14% with Blade Hands, so I'm sure it's fine. Our Transmutations is, like, absurdly high. But I think that's our cue, maybe. How's our Summon Hydra? Summon Hydra, even 32% with Blade Hands. So let's go ahead and just turn off summonings for now. and maybe crank up the conjurations. We want to actually focus on conjurations. Spellcasting can go back to normal. Transmutations has to continue onwards just because we have to remain an alchemist. Because titles are everything to Lady Egmont. These other things over there, I could turn them off conceivably at some point, but it's nice to just be like a physically fit Kung Fu warrior. Don't you expect when your strength is only 3, you have to, use training in order to compensate for that. I feel robust, don't you know it, plus 10% HP all the time. That's a mutation that you just love to have, arguably one of the best mutations in the game. I mean, it's one of like the principal benefits of playing as something like a troll or something like that. And then, then you get it. It's like we could have plus 30% as a draconian, and then it's like, oh, well, then, what's the point of being a troll? Of course, you can be a troll with the robust attribute yourself. Do you remember, there used to be you could get the mutation that made you fast, like a Spriggan. Or, like a centaur. Or there was another one that made you slow, like a naga. No, don't step into those shadow traps. But then it was determined that those mutations, that was like too game-breaking. Like, those were too good. Yeah, and playing as those things, playing as a Spriggan or a centaur, like, basically the whole point of the race was that you're faster, or playing as a naga, the point is that you're slower, and having the other abilities being able to mutate into that. The fact that you play as a troll, you get plus 30% HP is, of course, nice, but it's maybe not, like, the principal way. That's just a number. If you have a different speed, it certainly feels different. Oh, we got the way to Pandemonium, too, so I was correct. We do, in fact, have, like, a network Terminix here. Terminus. So we can warp to any of these weird infinite realms. Which is going to come in handy later, maybe. I don't know. I was trying to think, like, the thing is, our character is excellently equipped for a 3-rune game. I'm not sure exactly if we're ready for, like, a super extended game. I mean, we could do 4 or 5 runes easy. I don't know about Hell and Pandemonium, though. Are we really ready for that? That's why I'm trying to, like, think of the future. Maybe we can get, Minister of Orb, Spellforged Servitor, just blasting Orbs of Destruction everywhere. Would be great. And also irradiate if we get surrounded with hell effects, or, God forbid, a ziggurat. I don't even want to talk about the possibility of going into a ziggurat right now. I don't think we're ready for a ziggurat. Maybe we get more summons. I've got Hydra now. Maybe we could even get Dragon's Call later. Should we try throwing up a Hydra or 2? It's still at 9%. Maybe that does warrant a little bit more training, but I really do want to get my conjurations up too. We'll try irradiate when we get the chance. Let's just go typical transmutations first. We'll stay dragon form, so if we want to use any cool spells, we totally could. Like, here I could irradiate this, but I sort of feel like purple very ugly things like irradiation. I don't know. That's an interesting enough experiment that I'm going to try. What do you think? If we bathe an ugly thing in irradiative energy, do you think it's going to be happy or sad about that? Let's find out. Bam! Oh, he's wounded. That seems like the sort of thing that would be a terrible idea. Oh, wow. It just knocked out all those ogres, too. Of course, we weren't concerned about ogres at all. Ogres are popcorn foes at this stage of the game. The ugly things are a little bit more concerned. I was just worried that it was going to turn into a super ugly, like a like an extremely, horrifyingly ugly thing. But so check it out. We barely took a scratch in that fight, and we got a chance to use our ugly thing abilities. Mutation set is good enough right now that I'm not going to risk the mutagenic flesh. Something hits me, and I feel momentarily confused. Some invisible thing hitting me. I guess that was probably Sif Muna, huh? And I can't see where... Oh, there it is. Get it. Tail slap it. Yeah, tail slap it. I hear 2 shouts from me tail slapping everything. Alright, fine. I destroyed that thing over there. Oh, it's just a few more ogres. I got it. It was 2 shouts because it's the 2-headed ogres. Well, that's just really, really silly. You didn't really both have to shout, did you? I mean, I don't know too much about being a 2-headed ogre. It seems like it would be inconvenient. I feel stupid. Well, excuse me for trying to talk about 2-headed ogres. I mean, it's an interesting, like, biological question. You got 2 ogres with 2 brains. Do they share a consciousness, or do they just have, like, a little bit of a, a simultaneous control over the body? I mean, it's interesting to see that there are conjoined twins that have a similar situation where it's like, basically, 2 heads with 2 personalities that share the same body. It'll be interesting to know how that experience, what that experience is like. I'm sure, it's not without its inconveniences growing up in a society that's not really, designed for them. But, it certainly must be unique. No offense intended to anybody, of course. It's just, it's fascinating, absolutely. So anyway, going down to the next level of the depths, we did explore everything, didn't we? Oh, cool, books! Books. Anything that we wanted to pick up? Maledictions and spatial translocations we've seen. Okay, so this is interesting. This is sort of like a hall of learning in here. There's a Grey Draconian Annihilator who sees us. We are also a Grey Draconian of sorts, although we really would describe ourselves more as a transmuter or an alchemist. So hopefully he's as concerned with us as... Yeah. This guy just, like, thinks that we're going to have a Draconian duel as if it's a fair fight. Do you know who you're talking to here? Oh, Crystal Spear. Whoa, yikes. Good opening salvo. I'm not going to deny about that. But we can resist the poison arrow, and hopefully we have enough chomp power here to chomp through his magic. This guy is admittedly putting up a fight. Yeah, Grey Draconian Annihilator. He's got the armor. He's got the same armor that we do. You know, I mean, we know each other's tricks. I don't know if he was expecting me to turn into a full-fledged Grey Dragon here. You know, basically just maturing before his eyes into our final form. But we've done it, and now we can get the Scroll of Teleportation, which we were running a little low on because we were using them a little bit ridiculously. Scroll of Malediction. Scroll of Silence would be nice. We can now drop the Handbook of Dusty Transformation, right? Because we don't need anything else from that. We'll take the Scroll of Silence. Oh, no. Whoops. I accidentally dropped all my scrolls. That was really dumb. Yep, that's fine, though. And what's this? Paperback book. What's this one? 4 Scrolls of Teleportation. Paperback book. Let me just drop this real quick and then check out this book. A Grand Grimoire, you say? Oh, I gotta carry around all the high-level books. I gotta carry... What if the slimes eat them and I never find out how the story ends? You know, I mean, this is the final, you know, pinnacle of knowledge when it comes to summoning School of Magic. And it's got... Oh, it does not have dragons in it. What kind of Grand Grimoire doesn't have Summon Dragon in it? Wouldn't you say? The level 9 summoning spell? That should be changed. Alright, I take it back. This is not the pinnacle of knowledge when it comes to summoning when there's still one greater. Although, of course, maybe, you know, that's powerful dragon magic, not even worthy of being written down in here. You know, it requires its own book. We'll find the Book of the Dragon later, I hope. But any of these things worth happening? Summon Greater Demon or of Abjuration. Man, I thought that we were good to go. I thought we were going to be able to learn a couple of other things here. Now I might want to learn up some high-level summoning spells. All this cool stuff. And there's the Ring of that, this and that. What can we drop? Amulet of Rage am I ever going to use? Maybe. Wand of Draining am I ever going to use? Maybe. 3 Skulls of Fear. I've got some stuff that I should probably drop. Book of Ice is off the docket, I think. We're not going to learn any of those things. If we have a Spellforged Servitor, we don't want it to be mucking around too much with Freezing Clouds or Bolts of Cold. You know, it's going to be all Orbs of Destruction. That'll be a singular purpose. I'm curious to know about these other things, though, as well. Identify, remove curse. Spatial translocations we've already seen, and we can blink already. Maybe one day we'll learn up our translocations, but now I'm thinking that it's going to be like much more summoning heaven. Even if we can summon like some major demons or whatever, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I guess that's one way of being able to deal with demons in the post-game. If we're going to be fighting demons, we might as well summon like some other demons. See, that's the thing that's also what throws me off. When I see that you feel stronger, you feel weaker messages, because I don't actually feel stronger, do I? I was just a dragon. I was just a ferocious dragon at strength 15 or so, and then I like unmeld my gloves of strength, and I feel stronger, but not really. You know, I'm down -10 strength, and then as I feel weaker when I turn into a dragon, it's like it startles me for a moment. It's like, oh, I turn into a dragon, yeah, and then it's like, oh, I feel weaker, really? So we got to find some better gloves. Let's find like the Gauntlets of War or something like that. That would be really fantastic. Hat of the Alchemist, Gauntlets of War. Done with Depths 1. Depths is big, right? You know, Depths takes a while. You remember back a couple of versions ago when it was just 27 levels of dungeon, and then you would go right into that. I think it's kind of cool that they mixed it up a little bit, made dungeon a little bit shorter, and then we get Depths here. Depths is always a little bit challenging. It's kind of interesting. I think it's actually one of my favorite parts in the game. It takes a while. All right, here we go. Like, these guys are sort of asking for an Irradiate, but let's go Dragon form first, and then these invisible ones that would get close. We'll just, like, yeah, we'll chop them, and then we'll Irradiate a few of them, like here. Now we're, like, completely surrounded, and there's an invisible one there, so let's, like, throw the Irradiate at them. I don't like the fact that there's like a flayed ghost there. Blast, blast, blast. Something ought to be hit with that. Horrible gurgling sound. Something missed me. But it's like, can we hit him with another one? Let's try another irradiate. Blast, blast, blast. Yeah, okay, we got him. And it didn't even get me up into red contamination or yellow contamination. I wonder how many blasts I could use before that happens. Possibly a fair few. I don't know. Flayed ghost is obnoxious. That's all relatively good reason to just go upstairs. Alright, flayed ghosts. Not an issue anymore. Not flayed anymore. Although there's still tons of blood. Oh no, I wonder if that gets cleaned up or if we broke the blood cleanup system, the automatic blood cleanup system by going upstairs. It broke the hex and now there's all of this blood everywhere. That's just a lot of DNA evidence I don't want to be lying around necessarily. We'll continue to just... Oh. Shadows. Shadows whirling around. These things are all shadows? Oh. Alright. You know what? We're going to find a different staircase. That staircase was kind of really, 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 really annoying. Where's the other stairs? Over here. Alright, yeah, we saw that one actually. Green ugly thing. Yeah, no problem. We saw this one. I remember we used it to duck away from something and it wasn't so bad. Plus, there's an altar of Nemelex here. Cool. With some cool fountains. Cool Las Vegas fountains surrounding it. You know, I mean, dancing fountains are doing all sorts of cool tricks. Trolls I'd rather deal with than that, you know, shadowy mass of nonsense that we had to face over there. I really didn't appreciate any of that. And, of course, shadows just the most annoying thing in the world to face. What are we going to throw this way? How about, do we got another lamp of fire? Sure we do. I'd love to just throw a lamp of fire down this general direction. We're at the point with our lamp of fire right now that it's mostly going to be a beam rather than like a full area of effect, I feel. Yeah, we're just laying down a lot of fire. Those guys are just going to have to simmer in it for a while. I'm sure the fire giant actually finds that to be sort of a refreshing spa-type activity. But we don't have to deal with him for a while. Now we'll get up dragon form. Yeah, okay. These guys are going to be a little bit on the tougher side, but we do have fire elementals on our side. Should we get a Hydra? Let's get a Hydra in the mix. Cool, yeah, we got a Hydra. That's pretty cool. That Hydra should be able to help chomp some of these things. And my life is still okay. If I feel like my life is getting down towards critical levels, I will back off. In fact, let me back off one spot towards my Hydra and then get another Hydra. So now, yeah, we sort of have, like, you know, even though it's a two-tile wide hallway here, we still have a pretty good choke point. I'm only fighting two guys at once. Also, anybody who wants to step there is going to get chomped by two of my Hydra pals and myself at once. Well, one now. Let me back off one more, and then I'll actually just get... Yeah, here, let me just get one more Hydra. Okay, 9-headed Hydras dying. That's pretty fantastic that we're up towards 9-level Hydras. Back off, and then just continue to back off and allow my Hydras to do a good portion of the work. I'm really enjoying having that Hydra. Like, that was... I feel like that battle could have gone a lot worse. 5-headed Hydra is, of course, not nearly as impressive, but I guess that's a dice roll. A little bit of fire resistance, more fire resistance would be nice, but I'm glad that we have the fire resistance that we do. Cool. No problem, no problem. Let's heal up before we charge in recklessly, although I feel like we must have taken out a good part of the garrison here. Yeah, okay, yeah, of course we can't wait around too long, or the slimes are just going to eat everything. You know, I mean, it's first come, first serve. The slimes are hungry. Potion of Brilliance, why don't we pick that up? Auto pickup is now on. Please pick up everything before the slimes eat it. Pseudopods! Yay! My body is twisted. I knew it was twisted. Oh no, the slime! Slime, you do not eat that. It's time for a prayer, alright? It's time for a midday prayer here. It's time to paralyze. You carve out near times to pray to Jiva. 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 Don't eat the potion of brilliance. We love Jiva. Alright, good. Slime, prayer over. Alright, I have to admit that was a little bit of a self-serving prayer. I feel a little bit bad about that. You know, I mean, you're not really supposed to pray for self-serving reasons. But that time we really needed the brilliance. And I'm not going to let any death yak and auto pickup settings stand in my way. I'm sorry, Mr. Jelly. See, now I feel guilty. You want something else to eat? Do I have anything else that I can give him? Not really. I'm sure you'll find something. Alright, here, scroll of noise. That's perfect. You want to eat the scroll of noise? Jelly. I can't carry anything. Look, Jelly, come with me. Come with me over this way. You see me? Come this way. Aww. That's nice. I'm glad that I had a happy ending after all. We can feed our fellow slimes and still keep all the important potions that we need. I have lost my strength. I've collapsed? Wait, what happened? Did I actually collapse from lack of strength? Jiva touched on my attributes? Did he touch on my attributes to the point where I have 0 strength? Jiva, we're going to have to have a talk about this. Alright? Now my gloves are literally life support, and I might have to stay in dragon form forever. I mean, I apparently if I switch forms, there's like a momentary moment where it's like I'm forming, but my gloves aren't on yet, so then I collapse under my own skeleton because it's like I got 0 strength. That's a little ridiculous. I'm collapsing right now. I can move again, but it's like, do I want to be fighting under these conditions? It's time to go, I guess. I can't go Blade Hands. That's what I'm picking up here. Alright, Blade Hands is not an option. So much about Xenomorph form. I have Devastation. It's going to be my friend. I'm glad. It just needs to get a good look at me and do its little suspicious hungry handshake. Now we're just going to cast Dragon Form and hopefully get out of this collapsed business. I'm not sure if that's going to have a direct impact on my fighting right now, but my strength is at 10. Do you think Restore Abilities is going to help? I'm sure this is possibly like not helping my slaying or anything like that. My strength is fine. My strength has recovered. Alright? If my transformation is almost over, I'm going to try to make sure to turn back into that. Jiva, I guess this is the penalty I get for that self-serving prayer. Jiva's like, oh, you think you're so funny? Well, how about I take away the last remaining vestiges of your strength? We are now as strong as, like, a sick and dying duckling. Honestly, as morbid as that is, that's us. I mean, we can't even survive. Strength 10, alright, yeah, hello, Eye of Devastation. Nice of you to be watching us, even if we're in a little bit of a tough spot. I'm glad that he's got my back, you know, I mean, if it's a situation where... yeah, it's going to be like, you know, we're collapsing from a lack of strength. At least there's an Eye of Devastation around. Maybe got our back a little bit there. All right, Minotaur is a little bit on the dangerous side. It could be more dangerous. You're going to tell me when my transformation is almost over, right? I hope I can see that on the sidebar. Yak Tours, I guess we'll just charge in. Kill with these things while we still can. Step one step forward and he can't even throw. What did that say? Oh, it was just an Arbalest's. Alright. Great Orb of Eyes. Yeah, that's fine. We got tons of eyeballs around here. I love that. Is that the entrance to a ziggurat? Oh, no. That's just an eyeball who's sort of eyeballing me in there. You trapped in there? You want to get out? Or are you happy? I can't tell. Like, normally, my first instinct was like, oh, there's a friendly eyeball trapped in there. I'm going to free him. But it's like, now I'm thinking, I don't understand the eyeballs. Their culture is totally alien to me. Maybe if I destroyed those crystals, I would, like, offend him in some way. Maybe he's perfectly happy in his crystalline little area. Transformation almost over, so yeah, recast it. We're just going to keep Dragon Form going. Alright, let's just make sure that we're as aware of that as we can be. At least until Jiva decides to give us back, like, a semi-reasonable amount of strength. I'm glad to have the pseudopods, but again, I can't use them. I gotta stay in Dragon Form forever. The pseudopods is cool. Yeah, I mean, we've got the body is misshapen and the armor fits poorly on our pseudopods. I think those two are basically the same. This is cool, man. I mean, this is pretty lucky, I guess, that we're dealing with sort of like an eyeball vault in here by the looks of it. We got eyeballs and blobs, but it seems like the main threat in here is tons of eyeballs. So if we got some sort of Tengu eyeball temple in here, you know, I mean, I don't know, you guys, you know what they say, you know, I mean, thou shalt not place false eyeballs before God. So I think these Tengu got the wrong idea, right? You know, I mean, we are the true master of the eyeballs here. Oh, we got giant orange brains. Oh, wait, but there's ravens in there pecking. Is ravens versus eyeballs in here? I gotta get in here. I gotta see this. This is fantastic. Barb looking sharper. That's absolutely fantastic. By the way, I didn't even notice I do have poison breath again, which is nice. If I needed some sort of poison type ranged attack, would be nice. We are working up our conjurations now. But I love this eyeball spiral. Like, have you ever seen a more convenient spiral? Most of the time, these spirals in the Dungeon Crawl are hell. It's like, oh, here, you know, I mean, you spiral in through this way. It's like the perfect terrain where you can't escape, but you also can't get them into a corridor. You know, these things these spiral type areas show up in Tomb. But look, all these eyeballs, more teleportation, just so many eyeballs. This is fantastic. Tengu Warrior, of course. Wait, is my transformation anywhere close to over? Yes, it is. Transformation back. Because we can't appear weak in front of the eyeballs. You know, they'll turn on you in a second. You know, the eyeballs are pretty cool. What is this? What have I found here? A jeweled scale mail is no problem. Let's deal with this confused raven. Yeah, he wasn't expected to get stared down by a million eyeballs. And also, was that Frost Giant charmed? Oh, Frost Giant is a fellow slime. Yaktor Captain, fellow slime. The terminology is a little confusing. All right, maybe there's sort of like a fellow slime in spirit. I'm not sure if they literally got slimified in any way, but I mean, it seems like maybe the eyeballs converted them to their side. You know, I mean, that's just a lot of peer pressure. You get a lot of eyeballs staring at you, like judgingly, and it's like, oh, maybe I should just join the slime team, huh? The Ravens, unfortunately, didn't get the message. He just got confused about it. We find any sort of cool book? What is this? A yellowed book. We will check out the yellowed book. The Grimoire of Feathery Augmentations. That sounds pretty useful. Why do I find all these useful books? Repel missiles. Oh, not so much. Flight. We can do it already. Never mind. It's less useful than I expected. Alright, we got the Ring of Teleport Control. I thought there was going to be haste. I thought there was going to be deflect missiles in here. It's a little bit low level for us. Slash, just not what we're looking for. We already got one Grimoire. We're a one Grimoire kind of gal. We'll take the hat, though, and what's this over here? Just crude scale mail? I don't know why the eyeballs are guiding, you know, do you think the eyeballs will be guiding, like, cool sunglasses and stuff? You know, I want to get, like, cool artifact shades. But I guess not. We just got stuff that we can't wear. Couldn't wear it anyway on our scaly draconian body, but double we can't wear it with our pseudopods, triple with our misshapen body. Golden eyes, yeah, alright, all these eyeballs. I really appreciated this. This was a nice change of pace on depth 2. You would expect that normally that spiral would be a huge slog, but instead it was just the most pleasant experience here that I've ever seen. This is like eyeball capital here. Collapsed. Oh, I forgot. My strength is 2, though. Oh, yeah, it's 2. So my strength... Wait, is my strength actually at -1 right now? Do I need to take off these gloves of strength just to give Jiva the idea that it's like, this is not a part of my normal biology, you know? It's like these gloves of strength, you know, I could take these off. These disappear all the time. Jiva is not being real smart about this. I have to say, this sounds like a bug. My strength is 9 in dragon form. That's a little pathetic. I'm as strong as, like, you know, a middle schooler, basically, right now. Yeah, as a dragon. Fortunately, we're real good at Kung Fu. But it's just not the situation where you really want to be. Just make sure that I'm paying attention to this transformation again. Alright, yeah, fortunately the collapse seems to go away pretty fast. Body can become stretchy. Fantastic. Is that just the +1 AC there? Yeah, it's nice, but I never want to leave dragon form anymore. I mean, it's sort of like an Animorphs type situation right now, where it's like, I guess I turn into a dragon so much. Yeah, jeez. I have to stay as a dragon. I might have to put something in my auto pickup, my init file or something like that, where it's like, I have to pay attention if my transformation is going to end, because there's a good chance that I'm going to have to recast it. What are we going to carry around? The scroll recharging, what are we going to drop instead? The scroll of silence might not be worth using. The scroll of immolation is slightly worth using, but probably not enough that I care about it. I'd rather have the recharging, because those are just universally useful. Immolation we may or may not use, but our fire resistance isn't great. I mean, we might have an ability to set off the, you know, vaults or something without getting close to it, vaults 5, but honestly, immolation is probably not for us right now. Our conjurations will be better soon. Maybe we'll get some summons, maybe we'll get a Spellforge Servitor, but yeah, not right now. What do we got? Some ugly things. Alright, so this is sort of a nice corridor where we can actually fight. My transformation is almost over. I do not want to be collapsing in the middle of combat here. Could really be very dangerous. I mean, this could be like yet another stupid death induced by Jiva's overzealousness. It's like, yeah, I get it. I'm a draconian. I can't wear armor. It doesn't mean I don't need a bare minimum amount of strength to survive. I still have a skeleton. So, playing as Jiva has definitely shown us that it has unanticipated risks. Whoa, there it is. There was the transformation is almost over. Gotta be very keen on that. My body does partially split into a small jelly, which senses nearby items. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working right now. But I've got a whole bunch of green mutations right now. Let's see, 5 green mutations. is real nice. But we'll see if I can actually get back into human form without collapsing. Alright, I gotta be able to do... I gotta change something about that, because right now, auto-explore, when I'm auto-exploring, I will just, you know, end my transformation automatically. I guess it's not that bad, considering when I'm auto-exploring, sort of by definition, I'm not really facing any sort of threats. So it doesn't matter that much. If I were actually in combat, then I would be not auto-exploring anymore. Auto-explore would end. But this is a little crazy, man. It's sort of a race against time here. Like, I feel like my body is falling apart. I need to just, like, start wearing, like, you know, one of those strength belts or something, or one of those conditioning belts, you know, just so Jiva gets the idea that I need strength. You know, if we can't wear armor, you know, maybe I'll just wear, like, a really heavy, like, hat or something. You know, it could be like the boots, the iron boots of training or something like that, just to make sure that Jiva knows, oh, geez, this guy needs to work out. This gal, I guess. You know, seriously, Lady Egmont, I know you're the aristocratic type. I know you got people to do stuff for you. I know we're mostly relying on spellcasting nowadays. But we got to make sure we stay in shape, all right? You know, so let's hit the gym every once in a while. Our muscles are seriously atrophying here. Yeah, no? All right. Now we got going down to depth 3. I sense something. All right, so that's my crazy jelly detecting something over there. Who knows what it might be? It looks like a green little Monopoly house. Transformation not almost over. Transformation is almost over. And, yeah, we saw a golden eye. I'm momentarily confused. The golden eye, do you not love me? Golden eye, I'm at my most vulnerable. See, this is what I'm talking about. The golden eyes have betrayed me. Unless he's a transformer. Do you think he's a... You think he's a body snatcher? Well, let's go in dragon form one way or the other. He must be a body snatcher. That's no true eyeball. Place you under penance. No, no, no. You don't understand, Jiva. It's an imposter. Jiva, what have you done? Oh, I guess it could be for real, but this is what I'm talking about. I don't trust these eyeballs worth a damn. I don't trust these eyeballs as far as I can throw them, and I can't throw them at all considering I got strength -1. So that eyeball is bad news, Jiva. That eyeball is a bad egg, and you're making me a mistake by not letting me kill him now. That eyeball wants to overthrow you and become the new eyeball god. Etten shouting in stereo. Alright, more shouting. Shouting in stereo is pretty cool. Alright, that's got to be pretty cool. Alright, if you had 2 heads, that would be pretty cool to be able to, like, sing in harmony with yourself. That's something that, if I personally had 2 heads and my other head had a personality that was somewhat like my own, I'm sure we'd do it all the time. Also, we could get some more nuanced commentary. We could have 2 heads going all the time. Of course, my other head would probably hate it and probably not want to commentate as much as I do, so he'd be like, oh, can we go skateboarding? But that would be good. We have a good dynamic going on in the show. I can pretend I got 2 heads and just have 2 personas if that would make the show more interesting, but it sounds like it would be cheesy and a lot of work. I feel sick. Yeah. Maybe I should rest up. Paperback book. What is it? I've got so many cool books. Book of Battle. Ooh, Book of Battle. I want to keep this one too. It's got regeneration. Regeneration is only 3 spell levels, but it's like, those are the 3 spell levels I want to use. I don't think we need to use any of the other stuff because we had like a very Scaldy type character with Savage Sid, of course. You know, he learned all the Scald tricks. But regeneration is something every character should know. I mean, double, you know, I mean, it seems like... How many spell levels? 0 left? Jeez. Do we really need that book of that ring of protection? Are we ever going to wear that now that we have this cold resistance ring? I don't think so. Let's just drop the +3 ring of protection there. Killed the harpy. Transformation almost over. Let's not collapse anymore in the middle of a stone giant fight. There are... Alright. Whoa! Stone giant, you gotta go. Reach level 22 though, thankfully. That means we do have another spell level here, but let's just back off in this corner. Close a couple of these doors, maybe. In fact, here, I like this corner even better. We gotta rest up. Rest up, rest up. My transformation can't end, though. So let's just cast it again. Jiva's power touching on my attributes. Fine, yeah, he's just shuffling between dexterity and intelligence, though. Not really getting the right idea at all. I can't really take off... See, this is the weird thing. I can't even take off my gloves of strength anymore. I can't take off my gloves of strength unless I go down into human form, and then if I take it off, I'm going to be at -1 strength, and then I'm going to collapse even further. I go as a dragon, I'll be, you know, ridiculous. Transformation almost over. Fine. All right. I feel an ache in my throat. which means I can no longer throw poison. You'd think that, you know, I mean, ache in my throat might mean that I would be able to throw something even more deadly. I can throw, you know, like streptococcus viruses or something at you. Streptococcus is not a virus, it's a bacteria, right? You know what I'm talking about. I can throw weird diseases at people with my achy throat. You know, you got an achy throat, you basically have a breath weapon of your own. You can cough on people and they'll get sick. So if you feel like role-playing as a dragon, just get strep throat and then go cough on all your friends. I'm sure they'll really appreciate it. Really doing them a favor actually, if you inoculate them. What is this? Is this, what is this? Gateway to a ziggurat. It's an unguarded gateway to a ziggurat, so it just threw me off a little bit. Usually I'm expecting to see some angels or liches or something guarding that. I forgot, by the way, there was that entrance to a ziggurat. It needed a bunch of scrolls of Identify. We have a few more of those right now, don't we? We have 10 scrolls of Identify, and how many more did we need? We got 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 scrolls of Identify. Didn't we need 19 scrolls of Identify, if I remember correctly? That might be totally off, but I feel like we needed 19, so we're just one away at this point, if I'm remembering correctly. So that's pretty neat. Let's not forget about that. We might be able to do that in this video if we have the presence of mind for it. Just find one more lucky Identify somewhere. Then we'll have to go without identification for a while, but who cares? Oh, I collapsed in the middle of battle! That's so bad. So bad. Why is this happening to me? Jiva, why do you hate me so much? Is it because of that one, like, weird prayer that I did that one time? I tried. I thought you didn't care too much about evocations. Alright, let's get shields up. Block this. We could also try a Simify. I'll move a little bit here. Yeah, this is fine. I can take out a Manticore. I've been taking out Manticores since I was just a wee lass. Very sick and also barbs in my body. So let's just sort of like wait until this ends. And then make sure that we don't collapse anymore. Strength up at 11? Does that mean what I think it means? Does that mean that I can actually not have to worry about collapsing anymore? Please. Yes, no collapsing. We have a... we can survive the temporary, you know, mutation period. You know, we're in a cocoon there, and then we accidentally don't have enough strength to be able to survive for a brief moment. Regeneration would be nice. We need a couple more spell levels for that. Just, you know, let's focus the spell casting. Actually, I've got so much I want to learn. I gotta forget Ice Form. I gotta forget Ice Beasts. I'm not sure. Can you actually forget? Can you still forget spells by using a spell book? Like, let's say I wanted to forget, for example. I don't. Oh, wait. Book of Transfigurations. What's in here? Why am I carrying around a Book of Transfigurations? It had a radiate in it. Did I accidentally drop the wrong book before? What did I drop before? What was in that other book? I dropped the Handbook of Dusty Transformation. Which there was no reason why we really needed that, right? Why was I even carrying that around? I'm not sure. Ice Form, we could have destroyed it to forget it. Right? Can I still do that? I mean, that's what I'm interested to know. All right, so like here, Book of Transfigurations. If I were to read R and then go to, for example, Irradiates, I can do F. I can do F to forget it. So yeah, that's a little bit weird, but it's like it's something that I might consider. I mean, Irradiate I like to keep, but maybe we'll go back and get that other one. All right, let's do that right now before I forget about it. Drop Transfigurations because I can't get it. Let's find book. We'll go get the Dusty Transformation because it was right back here. And then we'll take it and we'll read it and we'll look at Ice Form and I'll forget it. It'll destroy the book. Yeah, I mean, Sif Moona would be real upset about that, but I really don't think she can get any more upset with us than she already is. She's just going to sort of shake her head disappointedly, like, man, Lady Egmont never really got it. Yeah, so far as Sif Moona was concerned, you know, apparently we were on the path to hell right now. Path to damnation, but, you know, I mean, so far as Jiva is concerned, we do not even deserve to have a positive number for our strength, so... I don't know if Lady Egmont really gets along with Divine so well, you know, I mean, we're a little bit hated by all the gods. We just sort of have to make do with what we got. By the way, is Sif Moona still hate us? Sif Muna's fine. Sif Muna doesn't even care. So Sif Muna, he's just laughing about it, honestly. She sees me destroy that spellbook, and she's like, ah ha ha ha. Lady Egmont. I remember when we could have had something going. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Destroy Emperor Scorpions. Tougher than I thought. Now, of course, we can read the Book of Battle and memorize Regeneration. Yup. Spell assigned to D. No thanks. Let's put it on R. And now I can drop the Book of Battle because I don't need any of that. Alright, so we're freeing up inventory slots left and right. Book of Power would be the next thing. Grand Grimoire would also be fantastic, I guess, but Akashic Record. I guess I have to decide which way I'm going to go. I mean, you know, I'm going to go heavy conjurations here, maybe get my Spellforge Servitor. But Akashic Record and Grand Grimoire, I've got some tempting choices too. We could really go Summon Greater Demon. I never really used that spell or anything like that. Aura of Abjuration is just a generically useful thing to have if we don't have any giant orange brains to do it for us. There's more Pandemonium entrances. You know, you got your choice if you want to jump into the Pandemonium A terminal or B terminal. We got some Spriggans. Those guys are a little bit on the nasty side. Let's just close this door. Close that door. Make sure that we have our shields up. You think it's the Enchantress, or you think it's just a bunch of Spriggans? Oh, we are flying right now, which is a pain. It is a pain. I'm going to go ahead and evoke the Lamp of Fire. I know I've done this a couple times right now, but let's try that. I think that maybe the Air Mage might try to, like, dispel those flames, but for now, with Spriggans, which are kind of tough to hit, it's good to have them standing in clouds, which are undodgeable. It's also nice to just, you know, do as much damage as we can before he, like, tries to airstrike us away. Yup, all these guys are relatively dead. There's an Octoboat over there, which thinks he's cute. He thinks he's like, that's the little brother of the Kraken that we hunted down earlier. Yeah, we'll have to take out this Air Mage, but I guess he's out of sight now anyway. Or dead, possibly. Did you die? No. We got Berserk Elephants, but hopefully if this Spriggan Berserker dies, then we're not going to have to worry about that Trog's Hand over there. Yeah, he's gone. They're gone. What now? We could try irradiating him as well. Killed one of them. Killed the other one. Spell casting up. So we still have, even now we have 3 spell levels left. If we were to forget Ice, or summon Ice Beast, if we went back to our stash and did that, that would mean that we would have enough to learn Orb of Destruction, for example. Which would be fantastic. Or Controlled Blink. We could make an interesting decision. Maybe I should postpone that decision for a while. We've already been tinkering with our spell set quite a bit right now in this video. I gotta sleep on it a little bit before you make those sorts of long-term strategic decisions. Whoa, bunch of stuff in there. Invokes Trog's protection. Yeah. Trog can't save you now. Alright. Jellies. There's a lot of stuff in here. I have to say, Jiva alters my body. You feel as though nothing has changed. Really? Is that how you got Jiva? Have you moved to sort of like postmodern Jivaism? Where it's like, you know, I mean, your new mutation is that, like, you know, nothing mutation. Now you've got negative space mutations reabsorbing jellies into my body. It's like, oh, you think you're so postmodern. Jiva, I don't appreciate it. Alright, you know, I mean, let's just go for regular mutations right now. Alright, you can be real hipster Jiva later and just be like, oh, you know, no mutations. Alright, Orc Knight, Deep Elf Knight, couple of knights and some captains. Seems like some high-ranking officials. We'll definitely back off here and make them come to us. Especially because my health is not that good right now. Let's make sure regeneration is happening. Let's make sure we have our buffs 1 and 3 at least. Step forward to make sure these centaurs can't do a whole lot. I'm pleasantly surprised by how long Repel Missiles has been lasting. I feel like our boosted spell power has something to do with that. Yeah, we could irradiate somebody, I guess, if we can't see him. Is there an invisible person there, or is that just ammunition? Yeah, something hits me here. Alright, we're going to fight 3 of them at a time. I guess that means it's time for irradiate. Pew. I love that. How about again? Pew. Alright, yeah, I killed that guy over there. Alright, a great way to deal with invisible foes. We got the area of effect to be able to deal with it. It's sort of like a fireball type effect or something like that. Elves, of course. More nonsense in here. We really are interested in all of this loot, though. Oh, it's just ammo? Aw, don't tease me like that. I guess this is more interesting. We got a little bit of an armory in here, but we don't care really for a mace or a hand axe, short sword, etc., etc. None of this is too useful. It's cool. If we were going for like a an archer or ranger type character, we would definitely be very, very curious about all this. Oh, it's cool. We do have like an entire armory in here. A new kind of boots. We were looking for a good pair of boots. I hope it's not the -5 pair of boots of suckiness. But we'll check that out in a second. Should I even use Identify on it? My first instinct is, of course, to use Identify on it. But let me actually like take it off. Take off the boots and just wear it because I'm trying to conserve my Identify here. I really want to use that on that on the Trove if I can. +2 Boots of the Harvest with resist poisoning. Well, I guess we do have good choices. I mean, we have that other Ring of the Dragon that we're wearing most of the time anyway, and also transforming into dragons, which I believe gives you poison resistance. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, it's nice to have it on our boots too, and besides, +2 boots is better than +1 boots. So either way, we're done with that. Drop those, and plus, it's artifact boots. What are they called? The Boots of the Harvest. I like that. Yeah, because we harvest the souls of our enemies. Yeah, I guess. It's kind of the dark way to do it. Maybe we're just harvesting barley. Farmer boots. Alright, can't cast regeneration for a while. Let's make sure we have double regeneration. Oh, skin crawls. No. Alright, I thought I recast repel missiles by accident, but that's just because I got so many effects going on right now that it just pushed it onto the second line. I got 2 lines of status effects right now, and I could easily get more if I felt like it. You get some stacks of haste and brilliance on there, you know, whatever else. Oh, I see. It's an Iron Altar of Okuwaro type situation. That explains the situation in here. It's like an Okuwaro temple with all of his cool gifts and all of his cool ammo, and I guess he likes money. You know, money is made out of metal, which is kind of like iron. Various weapons in here, anything else in here, more armor. But this is like the mundane armor vault over here. More ammo, cool stuff. What was over here, though? Is there anything interesting over here? I sort of wanted to finish exploring in here before the jellies go to town. Whoa! Whoa! What's the deal with this? The +6 Majin Bow? Really wield it. What does it do? Okay. Majin Bow is actually a mighty demon tricked and trapped in this form long ago. To survive, it now offers tremendous arcane powers at a small price, a tiny portion of the caster's life essence. Taken alongside the magic used every time the man will cast a spell. Of course, the demon is more than happy to suck the life from others as well. A +6 quarterstaff. We're not very good with quarterstaffs, so we're not really going to be using that vampiric effect very much. But the +6 intelligence, the +6 magic capacity, I guess where that's going to get melded into our body a lot. But it's like, are we really using it for anything else? +6 intelligence, Arch Magi. I feel like having the Arch Magi is just going to be good for more spell casting. And then if we're not going to, like, yeah, let's try it. Let's try it on for size. If it sucks, it sucks. I've seen this thing before, but I never really used it. And it's just seeing that +6, all those spellcasting modifiers right there, I can't help but be intrigued. Yes. Alright, yeah. Items K to A. Curious. Alright, well that was a pretty neat thing for you to be carrying around, Okuwaro. Doesn't exactly seem like your style. That really seems more like a, possibly a Kiku thing or something like that. Like, you know, powerful spellcasting with terrible demonic costs. Like, how much spellcasting, how much life is it really going to take? If I look at my spell power, it's all fantastic. I can summon butterflies like nobody's business. I can summon like 8 bajillion butterflies. Let's do it! Wow, do you see all those butterflies? And it cost 1 health. I wonder if that's the case where it's like if I cast a level 1 spell, it's going to take 1 magic. Like, for example, if I were to cast a level 2 or level 7 spell, Summon Dragon, or let's try actually Azakubo's first, is a level 3 spell and it costs 3 life. That's going to add up. But also we're going to get a whole bunch more life when we go into Dragon form, and we could cast Regeneration and hopefully nullify that as well. I like it. We sort of want to cast our buffs before we go into Dragon form just to make sure that we get the full effect of it, because as soon as we cast our final transformation, we're not going to have a thing at our disposal. We could also just go into Dragon form and then cast things, and then we don't have to worry about the health if we're like really low in health and trying to just get off an Orb of Destruction or something like that. Or we could just unwield it, I suppose. There's no reason. If we were really in an emergency situation, there's no reason why we'd have to continue wielding it forever. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's kind of a neat little find. I'm curious enough about this that I'm going to go with it. I guess, I talked about using the Staff of Energy or something like that. That was sort of a transmuter trick. I tried to do that, I think, in my Demon Spawn transmuter game like a while ago. Remember I had that Demon Spawn transmuter, lasted for like 3 videos and then ended up dying somehow stupidly. So, this character is a little bit of redemption for the transmuter playstyle. I've never beaten a transmuter yet before, obviously. But we at least made it further than last time, is my point. Alright, this is a proper playthrough by now. 3 videos is embarrassingly short playthrough by my standards. Deep Troll Shaman, buff, buff, buff. Let's try and irradiate. Let's try to blast him with this hypercharged irradiate. Bam! Almost dead, and now we'll hit him with the staff once or twice. Cool, alright, and we still got our buffs up, so how about let's go in dragon form and mop up the rest of his shamanic congregation here. No problem. This is another irradiate for sure. This is a true irradiate. You really shouldn't be using irradiate against one guy. We don't have the advantage of the Majin Bow Archmagi right now. Having that demonic Majin Bow makes me feel like maybe we should go deep into the Grand Grimoire as well and get all of those sorts of evil demonic summoning type things. Summon greater demons, summon horrible things and things like that would be pretty fantastic to learn. But of course, summon dragon still gets top priority. If we could get the dragon stampede, call of the wild dragon move would be sort of like our ultimate final form. Yeah, we can take out an air mage. A couple of lucky chomps there is no problem. I'm glad our strength is back where it needs to be. Jiva was acting a little stupid there for a while, but now he seems to have caught on, that we need our strength a little bit. Just something not have to worry about. I mean, that was an annoying thing to have to worry about, right? We can't focus on the more important things in life, like dragon stampedes and, managing our inventory correctly. Cool. What do we got? Boggarts? Boggarts. We can't see him very well. Can I kill my... Do you think you can kill yourself with the Majin Bow? Do you think it gives you a warning? It's not something I want to try necessarily. Okay, I got him. I think I got all the Boggarts there. But it's like if we were down at 1 HP and I tried to cast a spell, do you think it would like warn me? Like, warning, this is extremely stupid and dangerous. The greater demon contained within this staff will kill you. I wonder if there's like a special death message for it, or if it's just like, wow, this guy was really the dumbest idiot in history. Level 3, complete. Not a problem. Alright. You know what? I think I'm going to call it there for the video. Normally it's nice to have these videos like sort of like chopped up into like, nice little sized chunks here. Where it's like, okay, this video is the vault, this video is the depths, this video is the lair, and so on. But, this video's been going on for an hour. I feel like sometimes I get into that mindset and then I just end up pressing on for like 2 hours. And then it's like by the end I'm just like, oh, tab, 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 tab. And then it's like, okay, it just doesn't make for a good video. So let's just end the video there. I feel like that was a pretty good place. We got to try out our Majin Bow a little bit. We'll see if that's going to actually be useful for us moving into the future. We got a couple of things done with our spell set. Let's remember what we want to do in the future. Eventually, probably when we're done with depths, what we have to do, we're going to head up towards Crypt and Elf and stuff. Probably we'll do Elf after that, maybe. But we got to go and we got to forget Ice Beasts so that we can learn another spell, maybe like Orb of Destruction or something. We'll talk about that then. And then also, we probably got enough Identify pretty soon. Probably by the time that we're done with depths, we'll have enough to be able to go and check out that trove as well. Which I'm not like super excited about. It's probably not going to be a game changer. Sometimes troves are really lame, but sometimes you get the thing that you're looking for too. So who knows? It could be like a cool like beneficial mutation vault or something like that. That'd be pretty cool for us. So Jiva can take them all away in 2 seconds. Anyway, that was kind of an intriguing video with all that weird strength nonsense. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. I will see you next time.